Okay, now what I'm going to be doing is starting to just make sort of some little adjustments that I see here and there before the painting gets too much further. I want to add some subtleties in color that I think will assist it in color richness. And a lot of this will be under the final strokes, the final color. I'm going to spray some of this because I really do think some of this underneath, I really would like to encourage it to run a little bit. Um, so I'm going to be wetting my brush, pulling it down a little bit, spraying very carefully. This is dry, so I can even manipulate it a little bit more. That's drying down here. I'm going to move back up here. Now, I do want to keep reminding myself that I want to keep as much of this texture and this underpainting as much as possible. And I also want it to read as considered, as unified. So I'm trying to more carefully make those decisions now. So in some ways, this process is slowing down a little bit. And trying to keep in mind where my cools, where my warms will wind up, and how I want them to read. I'm going to start working a little bit on my tree now. Don't need to paint in every branch. I need to indicate that there are many branches, some of the main ones, of course. I do want the light on that left side of that trunk. So again, what you put a contrasting value and possibly color along the other side. Keeping in mind how the light will come in and hit the branches every now and then. It's not a consistent following. They'll be tucked in and out of clusters of leaves. Additionally, you can have some lost edges in here as well. As I've already confessed, trying to keep that light touch. It's so easy for me to just jump in there and barrel through with a heavier pressure, and I almost always regret having done that. It fills up the tooth. It may not be quite the color or the value that I had wanted, but I didn't quite realize that at the time. Moving up the value scale, warming it up still. Keeping in mind the source of the light, the direction that it's coming from. Also trying to keep in mind what those final really luscious strokes will look like. How light and dark will they be? I also think at this point I better block in a little more information on this house. I've been thinking about this house, and it's very easy for it to become the star of the show, which I said is not what I want, but in life, in more local color, it is lighter and color and in value. But I want to set it back. I don't really want it to dominate the scene. So I'm cooling down the color, warming this up. I don't want it to be quite as brightly lit as maybe what we see in the photo. Again, the photo is a reference, just a reference. Always looking for the right color, the right stick to pick up. It's a really dark color, which I don't mind, except I want to soften it so that it doesn't become so pronounced. So that's what you see. Good edge here. Clean it up just a bit. Okay. All right. At this point, I'm trying to determine some of the range of values. Where are my most brilliant spots going to be? One of them will be right up in here. And when I set that, then I can better determine what I can do with some of the other areas and not have it still compete with it, but make it even richer in color. So it's a give and take, it really is. This is all dry. I kind of like the strokes underneath it. So I'm going to start balancing some of this out now. Looking for some warm colors. And I want them to help define the contour of this land as it kind of goes down, then cuts back up, creating this little bit of a ditch area. Cooling it down, making it a bit deeper, not really losing that nice blue underneath it. Try to establish some of the highlights on some of these. It's cooler over here, as I said earlier. also, just to sort of break the green, and I see maybe a slight indication that there's some other kind of vegetation that runs up through here. You know, these vine kinds of things that tumble, fall from the tree up here. Put some of those in. Okay, for the sake of the demo, I'm going to kind of bring this to at least a conclusion for now. I may do a little bit more on it later. Usually I set them over on the wall over there and look at them and view them for a few days, see what's missing. But right now, I want to bring this to a demo conclusion anyway. So what I'm thinking at this stage of the game is that I need to bring in the real highlights, the real brights that make this thing really going to pop. So I am using the side still, using the side of the pastel, but also kind of rocking it up from the side to the tip so that I can use the entire pastel for different parts of the area I'm working on. Okay, move over into this area some. Bring some interest right down in here. And then again, try to pop it a little bit with a few colors that echo over here, give a sense of light. Trying to find a good location for some sky holes. Um, I always think sky holes are fun to work on, but also pretty tricky sometimes. So working on that. Kind of giving them a little bit of a soft edge here and there. And then maybe going back in and giving the larger ones a little bit more strength of color in a few places. Well, some of these edges really do kind of need to be cleaned up just a bit, um, so that the width of the tree trunks read correctly and sort of makes sense. So I'll spend a little bit of time on that. Maybe not all in this demo, but that will need my attention, I believe. And also continuing some of these trunks as they go, or branches as they go back into the trees, finding the right value and the right color to indicate those. Okay. And finally, deciding on um, that last little wow of light. Those little spots that just really make it sing, make the statement of this is what I want you to see. This is the star of the show. This is um, what this whole painting is about. I've been building up to this. So now's the time to really give it that pop. I think we're almost there for this demo anyway. Okay, let's step back and look at it. Okay, so evaluating it very quickly, I'm just going to make a few other adjustments. I think the supporting actress right here needs just a little bit more um, sense of drama. Uh, Fits into the story just a little bit more of the light coming in. So some touches of that. Also, that the light is spilling over and hitting the house. A little bit more definition just here and there. And then I think we're going to call it an end to this demo. Like I said, I will look at it for a few more days and do any final tweaking, but I think this is it. I want to thank you for your time. I only wish that you could be in the studio because the thing I miss is the dialogue, the questions and the answers. So if we have an opportunity to get together sometime, I would love that opportunity. And yeah, you're always welcome to the studio. Come by anytime. Siloam Springs is a great place to visit. Y'all have a great day. Bye. After I finished filming, I worked on the painting for about 5 more minutes, and I thought you might enjoy seeing the final painting. But first, I want to again thank the Oklahoma Pastel Society, and particularly Greg Stone for doing the editing for me at the very end. I also want to thank you for spending your time with me. I only wish it had been with me, and maybe next time it will be. But I hope that you find this video informative and maybe inspires you to try something new, to think about something a different way. And in the process of creating, find your own voice as you create your artwork. So until we do get together, be safe, be healthy, and be creative. Thanks very much. Have a great day.